I was about to bring up Levy too.
And it's shocking because there is so much. I mean, on Instagram, I see a new club popping up every day. It seems like every single night of the week, there's a different club happening at a bar or a cafe. But he compared it to Toronto, which I think it has a little bit more, it's a little bit more verified and validated because the strong players in Toronto go to these places. And we get some at Bushwick, but I think the GMs and the IMs are still like, I'm not really sure. I don't know if I want to go to Brooklyn for this.
Absolutely. So I could definitely put my foot down on saying that it's not because we haven't been inviting. We definitely we've pushed Levy twice now to come out. We're like, you got to come hang out, come play chess. He said himself, he's like, I really like being on the couch. I like hanging out after, because obviously he's probably New York City's. I mean, I don't think any of us have to tell any of you, if you know anything about chess, who Levy Rozman is. He is probably the most recognized chess player in history at this point. He is
definitely up there.
Yeah, he is for sure at the very top of that recognition pyramid. And he, makes sense. He said one thing he told me when we were requesting him to come out at some point. He was he mentioned that he would do it in disguise if he were going to do it, because he was like, well, I don't want to become I don't want to come out there. And then if it imagine being a famous actor and you're going to to the movies, right? And you're going to see your movie, and now everybody there is freaking out because they're seeing you. That's the same thing. I feel like a chess player who has that much notoriety going to a chess club. Of course, he's a little nervous because he's like, oh, I don't want to have to deal with all of that. But nonetheless, I feel like it has the foundation of New York City chess clubs absolutely is on fire right now.
I don't know. I don't really agree with Levy on the Toronto comparison at all. I mean, he went there during the candidates. When it's Halloween, you can trick or treat, right? all the GMs are gonna come to the bars. It's gonna be a big deal. I think it's really more about hey, on a random Tuesday, are there gonna be people that you can play chess with? And what I think is really, as someone who's very new to New York, I moved in October of 2022, and I instantly started coming to the Marshall Chess Club because, of course, that's what I'd heard of all my life. I'm a competitive player. And I don't think I knew about Bushwick Chess Club till Cameron, a mutual friend of ours.
Player of the Marshall?
Yeah, we played in, I think, February of 2023. And he told me about the Bushwick Chess Club. But I remember having
had you really not come till then?
Wow. No. Yeah, I literally got invited.
You feel like such a staple member of the community now. But yeah, I guess
so. What, is it about 6 months that you were in the city?
I probably 4 to 5 months or something like that. Okay. But I remember a distinct feeling. It's almost a cliche in New York. And it was I was going to the Marshall and, I was doing my own thing, but I had this feeling of the paradox of being in the most populated city in the country and still feeling so lonely. It's exactly kind of what you're working on. But I didn't really get that sense of community from the Marshall, myself specifically, until I started going to Bushwick and until, had random people to, shoot the shit around with in the Discord and all that stuff.
I was gonna actually, you just reminded me of this kind of we have this joking, loving awareness about being infiltrators of the Marshall chess scene as Bushwick Chess. It's really funny because there are people now who are they're not. I wouldn't consider them regular Bushwick Chess players, but we're all within this community now of that's our current moniker now. We're oh yeah, we're Bushwick Chess kids.
Yeah.
And I think last week there was I think 8 of us in attendance to the same Marshall event, who you would have probably a year or so ago seen at the club, not said hello to or anything like that. And now we go, hey, everybody who wants to meet up at Marshall for this tournament. And then we all show up and we all get to actually hang out. We're showing off our games. We're in this little circle pod together. Talk about building community. That's a really awesome way to this little new way of experiencing connection is really nice, especially in, let's be honest, chess is a very ruthless sport. At the end of the day, it's very competitive, especially when you're at the Marshall, especially when you're playing for real points. that like means something to someone. It is not easy to like kill your opponent over the board and then be a friend with them afterwards or something.
Yeah.
But like I feel like we all sort of have this new understanding that chess can still be a social activity.
Yeah, and I think it should be, especially after a certain point. Like we are all there because we like the competition. Like you would not be at the Marshall where it's a competitive tournament if you didn't enjoy that or if you didn't want to be there. But I think Aaskaash, exactly how you felt going to the Marshall, that's how I felt. And it's a little bit of imposter syndrome too, I think, when you first go to such a legendary chess location.